everybody, I'm DJ Melody, and you are listening to Melodies with Melody. That song was Love Fool by the Cardigans, and hopefully you've got the idea by now. I've been posting like all over my social media, and I mentioned it last week too. Today is early Valentine's Day, and I'm really excited to celebrate this holiday on air. Valentine's has been like my favorite for a really long time, just because I think like the decor is like super cute, and I also like the holiday spirit. But yeah, I'm really glad to have a Valentine's episode because last year, um, which was my first semester doing UTRGB radio, I joined like late February, so I kind of missed out on Valentine's Day. But we're here today, and I'm determined to make this episode a little more special. So today I'm only gonna play like love songs and songs related to love. Sorry if you're not in the Valentine's mood, if you're kind of bitter about it. But today's episode is dedicated to love songs and Valentine's Day. So I've curated the best love songs for you guys from like indie to pop to rock. And some of these are like from like the 60s, 80s, 90s, you name it. So make sure you stay tuned because I've got lots of cool music for you guys today. Really exciting. But yeah, this past week has been super hectic, just trying to like balance school and work and life and self-care. And by self-care I mean retail therapy and spending all my money. So let me give you the rundown on what I thrifted and what I spent my money on this weekend. First off, we have a CD. I thrifted an album this weekend. Very unexpected find, such a golden find. So it's an album. It's by the Sundays. It's called Reading, Writing, and Arithmetic, which is like their most popular album and just so happens to be one of my favorites. It features songs like You're Not the Only One I Know and also Here's Where the Story Ends, which I believe that I've played on this show before. It's a really good song and I'd like to play more, but I'll do it another day since we've already got like a cool theme going on here and I'm dedicated to it. So yeah, my boyfriend is actually the one who found it. We showed up to Goodwill. It was like super packed. It was stinky. It was hot. Like all the clothes had been like scoured through already, so we weren't really like in the spirit. But like right as we were about to leave or like get in line, um there was like Adrian wanted to go through the bins that they have just laying around, like the storage bins. It's just full of like VHS tapes and stuff. And so we both got down and we started like rummaging through everything. It felt kind of awkward, but as soon as we saw the album, we couldn't believe it. It was like so crazy. I snatched it right away. I grabbed that album. But yeah, the CD, I opened it. You pro tip, always like whenever you're thrifting like a CD or a DVD or something, always open the case just to make sure that number one, it's the right CD, number two, that it's in there, number three, that it's like not scratched up. Cause I almost thrifted another album there. It was by the Cranberries. And like last minute, I decided to look, like I opened it and it wasn't even in there. So I'm really glad that I looked because I would have just bought like the case. But yeah, so after that, we went to the Target that's across the street. And I was also really lucky to find this foundation. And that foundation has been going viral all over TikTok. It's called the Elf Halo Glow Foundation. So yeah, let me pretend to be like a beauty influencer for a little bit. It's really glowy, it's really really shiny, and I like how I look with it. It's I look healthy. I don't look dead inside. And all my other products like they blend so well into the foundation compared to like my other matte foundations that I've had. I've never really tried like a glowy one. But yeah, the blending like it was crazy. I had no idea that blending is supposed to be that easy. Um Now downsides. It does emphasize texture like a lot just because of how shiny it is. Like all your little like bumps and craters and whatever will like catch the light. And so yeah, I feel like a lot of people might not like it because of that. However, I really don't mind it. And it does also feel like it would transfer kind of easily, like wipe off. But that's a pretty easy fix, like with the right powder. I didn't put powder on it, but you could put powder on it if you want to, and setting spray. So yeah, case closed, the end. Sorry if you don't know anything about makeup. I just wanted to have my moment. But yeah, the rest of my paycheck it went towards my hair and my nails that I got done. I got my nails done by my friend Eileen. She did, or we did like a little pink French tip, and then like the middle finger has like a heart design in the middle of the French tip, and it's super cute. I really like them. I totally stole the idea off of Pinterest, but that's between me and Pinterest. And but yeah, they turned out really well. I like them. And my hair, I did it like a light orangey red color again, kind of like the first color that I did my hair like last year. Um, yeah, because I do want to go lighter, but you know, you can't just like jump like to like light brown or blonde or whatever you want to do. You have to like work your way up there. It's like there's a science to this. You can't mess with it. Don't mess around with bleach. You will end up bald. Your hair will fall out. So like yeah, you got to take it slow in moderation. So, yeah, right now we're going to take a little music break again, but I've got more important topics to discuss later. So, here's one of my favorite songs. It's called Hey Lover by the Daughters of Eve. Stay tuned. Hey, y'all, welcome back from the break. That was Crimson and Clover, sung by Joan Jett, but I think it's originally by Tommy James. I don't know, there's like a lot of covers of it, but yeah, I'm DJ Melody. This is Melodies with Melody, and it's time to discuss the weather. Um, I mean, it's fresh. It's fresh outside. There's like a lot of wind. But on Valentine's Day, if you're wondering what to wear or like how warm you should dress, I'm here to tell you. It's gonna be like lows 60s, high 80s, which is cool, I guess. Like, I mean, not cool like interesting, but cool like a little chilly, you know? So, anyways, thanks for listening to my weather report. Here's a Dutch Bros report. This weekend, my boyfriend and I, we decided, like right after we went to Target, we decided we wanted to try Dutch Bros for the first time. And it's like 8 p.m. at this point. Um, the line super long, super long, and it's one of those like double lines that they merge like at the pay window, and they freak me out. They scare me so much because it's like you have to cut someone off like to get to the window, and like I don't want the person that I cut off to be upset with me, but then if I don't cut them off, the person behind me is going to be upset, and it's just really stressful like all around. I hate double drive-throughs so much. But yeah, so here's the thing. I've seen so many people on TikTok make fun of like Dutch Bros and like their employees because they're really like talkative and lively and energetic, and like that's how they're trained to be, right? Um, but none of that prepared me for like what it was really like. So the lady comes up to the window. She's super chit chatty, which is okay, right? Like I get it. And then it starts to get like a little too personal. I start to freak out because I feel like I have to respond to her on the same level of energy, or else she'll think that I'm like annoyed or something. And so yeah, like she starts asking me how my evening was. Like at this point I don't even know what I'm saying to her. I'm just trying to keep up with the energy. She asks how my Target trip was. How does she know that I went to Target? I guess I told her I don't remember. It was also very stressful. Like ugh, but I mean, I got something called a golden eagle, right? Golden eagle, really weird. Adrian got something called the Annihilator, which is I don't know, like all their drink names are so crazy, and I guess like it's just like on theme or something. But the Annihilator did have a really accurate name because afterwards my stomach was like annihilated. So yeah, if you and your Valentine are planning on going to Dutch Bros and you have like a sensitive stomach, um, be careful. Be careful. Overall, it just felt like a frat house and a sorority house had like a coffee baby. Really weird. Another thing I did during this eventful week, or I guess like it was last night, right? I went to a show at this venue. Well, it's like a bar or like a club. It's called the Dungeon, which is like a super creepy, freaky name, and it matches the vibe of the venue very well, I think. Like whatever you think the dungeon looks like, that's probably like that is what it looks like. It's very goth, it's very how do I seductive theming. So it's cool, right? But it was weird because this show was like an all ages event, okay? And there was like 14-year-olds getting dropped off by their moms in the front, like which could you imagine being a parent and dropping off like your 14 or 15-year-old kid at like 10 o'clock at night to hang out around like a bunch of drunk adults at a place called The Dungeon. I don't know. But it was pretty crazy. It was a Thursday night. Like, you guys have school tomorrow. You should be in bed. But, anyways, back to the concert. I'm really glad we got there early. My friend Jackie saved us a spot in line. Shout out to Jackie, because if we had gotten there like 10 minutes later, we probably would not have been able to get in. Um, I'll just set the scene for you guys. It's a small venue. It's a really small venue, like the size of a McDonald's probably. And so the club like reached max capacity very quickly, like right after the first set. Or maybe like during the first set. I don't really remember. They had to announce that like if people left, like you could not be allowed back in because there was such a long or like a decent like line outside, like of people still waiting to get inside. But yeah, so the first band that opened, it was their first time performing, and honestly, they might have been the best ones. They're called Sour Touch, and they absolutely understood the assignment. And I'm really excited to see what they do like in the future. And I definitely would go to another one of their shows. You should definitely check them out if they have any more shows here in the Valley, because I'm not really sure. Some of the bands like were from San Antonio or Austin, so I'm not really sure if they were from here. But yeah, they were really good. There was also Worst Behavior. They're a pretty hardcore band, and there was a bunch of like mosh pits during their set. And then we had Lure Division, who sounded heavily influenced by the band Current Joys, and also Joy Division, right, like from their name. And lastly, there was Glare, who is probably like the biggest band to come out of South Texas. Their songs have gone viral on TikTok, and they have like 4 million streams on their song Blank, which is so insane. I think I played that one for you guys for before. And yeah, they've got a good sound. I think they really deserve all the hype that they have. So if you go to shows and you have not seen Glare live, I highly suggest it. Great band. So we're gonna take another break right now. Here's a classic. It's called Lovers Rock by TV Girl. Stick around. Alrighty, guys, welcome back. I'm DJ Melody, and you are listening to Melodies with Melody. Um, that was Kiss Me by Sixpence None the Richer, which is a really cool name for a band, by the way. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna discuss some really cool date ideas for you and your Valentine, because there's so much to do here in the Valley. You know, there's something for everyone. So, besides, like, the classic movie date, dinner date, or like picnic date, which is really popular like in the convention center, and I think that's really cool. Like they actually hire people to set up like a whole little like table and flowers and tent and stuff. But yeah, besides all of that, here's some date ideas. You could visit the IMAS Museum in McAllen or the Edinburgh Museum if you're like a history snob or something. You could grab some coffee if you and your sweetheart are like coffee people, or if you're like the boba kind of person. There's plenty of great spots here in the valley now. I feel like there's a new boba shop opening like every month. But yeah, you could also visit the Mercado district, which is really cool because it's like a blend of there's restaurants, they have live music, and there's like stores. There's like little stores. They have like crystal stores, bookstores, clothes. They have like this little shop where you can like paint together. I think it's like canvas painting and also pottery, but I'm not sure about that because I've never really been there. But yeah, or you could like go to the drive-in theater, but that's kind of far. If you're in like the Mercedes area, I suggest that. You could go to like a place that has a photo booth, like I think Main Event has one. Bowling alleys, they always have one. Some movie theaters have one. But yeah, you could take pictures together. You could go roller skating together, or there's also like this new ice skating rink that opened up. It's in Edinburgh. It's like right off of Klosner, so you could check that out. Or if you're planning on staying in, whether that's like with a Valentine or with no Valentine, if you're alone, you could always just like sit down and watch a good rom com. One of my personal favorites that I rewatched this weekend is Crazy Stupid Love. It's super entertaining. It's a little bit more calm than it is rom, but it's still very good. Some other movies that I'd suggest is How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, 16 Candles, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, and my number one favorite that I love is 10 Things I Hate About You. And these are all super good classic. They're must-sees. Um, And the best part is that they're like not too sappy, you know? I hate movies that are super sad. And also, it's Valentine's Day. No one wants to be crying on Valentine's Day, so I hope you're not crying on Valentine's Day. But yeah, these movies are perfect for a good movie night. So you could just like, stay in, grab some snacks, pop some popcorn. You could like buy a heart tray of chicken nuggets from Chick-fil-A. You could cook a meal at home together because overall, I think the goal should just be to like spend good quality time together. It's not always about like spending crazy money or like making the most grand gestures if like they're just for show. So, yeah. Oh, and if you're planning on celebrating early this weekend, there are a couple of events going on, like Mo Boba Tea in Edinburgh is having a Sanrio Valentine's event on Saturday. Samia Coffee Lab is also having a Valentine's event on Saturday. And there's gonna be like a flower shop on Main Street in McAllen who's also having like a party thing. So yeah, whether you decide to celebrate early or on the day of, there's plenty of stuff to do. So before we go off to another music break, I wanted to cover some breaking news just through like a segment that I'd like to call celebrity couples, the good, the bad, and the cringe. So some good celebrity couples that I would name is the Garden twins, Fletcher and Wyatt. I still don't know who's who. I don't know which is which, but they have girlfriends, Cowgirl Clue, and the other one I'm not sure how to say her name. I feel really bad. It's like 3I3D3P. I don't know her real name, but that's like her artist name. And obviously I don't know about them like personally. They're not like influencers. They're not like they don't post, like their everyday deal. Because they're not very public. But I think artistically, creatively, they just fit each other very well. I mean, like they created like their own little genre together and they produce each other's music. So I think they deserve a spot on my good couples list. Um, Another great couple and some great news. PewDiePie and Martzia. I loved their YouTube channels when I was younger. Recently, they got married, and even more recently, they announced that they are pregnant. They first found out like in November, and they announced it um, last week through like a YouTube video, I think, and I'm so, so happy for them. Now for the bad. We have Leonardo DiCaprio and his 19-year-old model girlfriend. Do you know how old Leo is? He's like, I think he's like gonna be 50 already, and this girl is literally younger than me. She was born in 2004. That's so gross. Um, Cringe couples. Let's see. We have Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly. I don't think we really have any news on them. They're just really like weird and bad together. So yeah. But this next song that I have for you guys is one that I'm dedicating to my Valentine, my boyfriend Adrian. We both really liked this song like in the beginning of our relationship, and so I'm just gonna play it for good memories. It's called Maps by Yeah Yeah Yeahs. Stay tuned. That song was Real Love Baby by Father John Misty, which is a really great song, by the way. Love it. I've loved it forever. But Father John Misty is an artist that's going to be featured on Lana Del Rey's newest album that's coming out in March, I think I said. We talked about it last week, so that's pretty exciting. Right now, we're just going to do a quick round of news. Um, there is a new physical record store opening in Far this March. It's called Far Out Records, like the city of Far, Far Out Records. Um, they used to be, I think it was Streamline Records. They would usually just do like pop up markets, and I bought from them a couple of like times. They have pretty good inventory. So I'm really excited to see like what they do with the place and like how they expand, just their business. They haven't said the exact address, um, but I'm like 80% sure that it's in the downtown Far area. I forget what street it is, but like straight off the bridge, the like where it goes to like McAllen or Brownsville. It's just like right there, right underneath. We also have the band Crumb. They're coming to the Valley on April 27th. Crumb is a really good band. I know one of their songs called Lock It. It went viral on TikTok in early 2020, like when the pandemic first happened. It was all over TikTok. Everyone like was using their audio. So they also have like other good songs, and it's really exciting to see that they're coming down to the valley. It's all thanks to a valley promoter called Puro Tiger's Blood, who's also got a lot. He's also got a lot of other cool bands coming to the valley. There's gonna be a show tonight actually at the Gremlin. An artist called Bobby Orosa is performing. I haven't heard of him, but looks pretty cool. I don't think I'll be there though. Also, legendary punk band Circle Jerks is going to be coming to town on April the 19th, which is really, really crazy because they're a big name. They're a big name. Like, I mean, they're older now, right? But that's crazy. Like, they're still legends. So it's really great to see that the Rio Grande Valley is getting like a lot of performers here, especially like in the bigger arenas, like the Pain Arena. They have like a bunch of like big name artists coming down. So yeah, we also had the Grammys this past weekend. I watched it. Well, I watched like most of it. Maybe I missed the beginning and I missed the end. So I really didn't get much. Really great performances though. Not so great winners in my opinion. In my opinion, because literally I didn't know who like half of the nominees were. Like I saw so many people on TikTok fighting for them. Like, how do you not know so and so? See, I can't even remember their name. Like, how do you not know so and so? They're like legends in music, and it's like compared to like Lizzo and Harry Styles and Steve Lacy. Like, I'm sorry. But yeah, so Harry Styles won. I think it was like album of the year for Harry's House. Lizzo won. I forgot what category. And Steve Lacy also won in the urban contemporary category, which is like really great because he got nominated so many times. Like I didn't see him win. While I was watching, he got nominated like 2 or 3 times and he didn't win those. And I was really scared that he like wasn't going to win. Um, but he did towards the end. So that's really, really great because he deserves it. His songs are super catchy. But yeah, that's all I really have for today's show. And I hope you guys had as much fun as I did. And I also hope that you have a great Valentine's Day, whether you have a Valentine or not. Just enjoy it. Thank you for listening to Melodies with Melody, and I'll see you guys next week only on Vaquero Radio. Hey guys, once again, I want to thank everyone who tuned in today or who shared my stuff. It really means a lot to me, and I really like Valentine's Day, so this was really fun to plan out and to like write out and download music for and promote and do and everything. So thank you so much, but I'll see you guys next weekend. Bye!